Right, hello everybody, how you doing? I'm fucking long-haired Yeti. You already know that because, I mean, there's only one prick that looks like me. Yeah, you already know that. I've got an amazing guest here, yeah? Basically, best YouTube moderator. If there's anybody in the chat that's a YouTube moderator and is upset by that, then I'll say the same to you when you come on the stream as well. And I want to give you... No, she's not that way. She's that way. I want to give you MammaFlossy in the house.
Hi, folks.
Introduce yourself.
You've just done it?
I did?
Yeah, you've just introduced us.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I messed that up. Well, you say something.
What?
Right, hello. You say something.
Hello, people. It's a pleasure to be here. I think.
Right. Okay, that's that introduction done. Right, okay, so if you want to give me your first ghost story, we're going to talk about ghost stories. I know a lot of people are going to be like, that's a load of bollocks, but you know what? Take your bollocks, shove them up your ass, and leave. You know, I ain't got time for that shit. So, yeah, we saw shit, we did shit, so, you know, if you don't believe it, it's all good. Right, MammaFlossy, give me your first ghost story.
Well, my first ghost story, it's not really mine, but I was part of it. Years and years ago, my sister lived in a great big house above a shop. And my oldest sister was visiting her along with me. And my youngest niece was in a pram in the passage. And my sister was checking to see how the little uns were doing playing in the passage. And when she came back, she complained about the ignorant man downstairs. And we were all like, well, there is no man downstairs. There's nothing downstairs. There's just a long corridor. And she says he's opened the door and he's walked past and he hasn't even acknowledged the girls. And we were all really quite curious. And so we all trooped down the stairs. She said he came through that door there and pointed to this door that was in the passage. And the sister who lived there said, there is no door there. There's nothing there. And my older sister didn't believe her till she went outside and saw that there was 3 sinks on the other side of the wall. She described the man who walked past as a white-haired man wearing a white coat, which is what the barber did wear. But the fact is, the barber had been dead for 10 years. My sister packed her bag, packed the kids up, and left, and never ever went back to the house. This same house had 3 sets of stairs, and at the top of the stairs was a great big cupboard. And I'm sure you've all seen it on television and programs and everything else. There's always a spooky cupboard. This cupboard was very spooky because every night you could hear it open. Never heard any footsteps coming down the stairs or running around in the attic, but every night this door creaked open.
That's freaky.
It's very freaky. Me nephews used to lock themselves in their bedroom because they were terrified that whatever it was that was coming out of the cupboard was going to come downstairs and get them. As discussed last night, ghosts are supposedly be able to walk through walls, doors, and everything else. But, you know, when you're 12 years old, sticking a chair up against the door, it's about the best thing you can come up with.
Yeah, it'd be as good as a wet fart, to be fair.
Sorry, what was that?
It'd be as good as a wet fart.
Well, exactly.
Fair, yeah.
I stayed in that house several times, and I heard that door creak open. Nothing coming down the stairs, just the creaking of this door. Every morning when you went upstairs, the door was closed. Who came out? I don't know. Who went back in? I have no idea, and I don't really want to know, to be fair.
Did you not check to see if it led to Narnia?
Well, I suppose we could have done. But I wouldn't go up the stairs towards the cupboard anyway. I never, ever went to the top end of the house because I was too scared of this cupboard. I was only 14.
It probably would have led to Ellen. You'd have got a red hot poker up your jackser.
Narnia would have been better, though.
Yeah, it could have been like a opening for all the scary things, like, certain YouTubers may have come out there or something. I don't know.
Well, you might have opened it to demons.
Not mentioning any names, but yeah.
So that's probably about my first ghost story, shall we say. Over to you.
Right, okay. So, my first one is I was 10 years old. I was playing football on my garden and with my bro, and we kicked the ball over the edge. And my brother went back into my mum, and I went to the next door neighbour to get the ball. Knocked on the door, and Albert came to the window. He removed the net curtain. Well, he didn't remove it. He didn't fucking redo any feng shui or anything. But he moved it aside, and he was looking out the window. And and basically, I'm losing my track of thought now. And basically, he said, "Yeah, go and get it." So I went and got the ball. Everything was normal and that, and I went back into the house. Said to my mum, I've got the ball. Says, "Oh, right. Did you go in that garden without asking and stuff like that?" And I went, "Well, no, I asked Albert, and he said I could go and get it." I then walked into the living room. My mum asked me to walk into the living room, and basically she told me that Albert had been hung himself 2 weeks ago. There was 3 brothers lived there, and they all hung themselves in the attic. And apparently Albert had hung himself in the attic as well 2 weeks ago, but they didn't tell us, obviously, because we're like 10 years old. But to this day, I can still see him, and every time I walk past the house, I always look at that window. I don't see him now, but at that time I did. So, on to your second story.
So,
MammaFlossy.
all those brothers hung themselves in that house. That's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, it is weird. There was a bit odd, though. I mean, 10-year-old, you don't really see anybody as odd, but, now you think about it and you think, mate, you were fucking odd. You know what I mean? So I don't actually know what happened. They had a dog called Bess at one point, and I know one of them hung himself ages ago, and he was mad, absolute fucking mad as a hatter. I never met him, but I'm kind of glad about that, to be fair. And and then Reg hung himself, and then Albert hung himself. I knew nothing about it. I didn't know nothing about ghosts or anything like that. So kind of as soon as I knew that, apparently he'd been dead 2 weeks, I was like, fucking hell. Well, I didn't say that because I'd got fucking bar of soap in my mouth, but, which she still tries to do to this day, but
I don't blame her.
time. She still fails. Oh, I didn't get it once. I think I told her to fuck off. And I didn't know, at the end of the day, I didn't know what it meant because I was a kid and somebody said it and they said, "Oh, just tell your mum to fuck off, see what happens." I went, "Mum, fuck off." Yeah, that didn't go well. That did not go well. But anyway, jump on to your second story.
My second story concerns the day after my dad died. I was 15 when my dad passed away, sorry. And I was in my bedroom. There was another family member in another room, and my mum was sitting in the living room and trying to get me head round that the fact that this giant of a man who had been in my life, me protector, because my dad was 6'7". So as a kid, he was absolutely enormous to me. And this is the man who introduced us to football and Rangers and Celtic and everything.
Rangers.
Yeah, I've got to get the Rangers in just
Here
for
we go.
genuine.
Up the Gers.
Yeah, up the
Is it
Gers.
Gers
Come
or
on.
Gers?
And Gers.
Right, my bad.
And I was just sitting on my bed and I heard me dad cough. And my dad had a very, very distinctive cough. And I went running out onto the landing. My niece came out the other room and we both dived into the living room. And I have to be honest, I expected my dad to be sitting there. I really, really did.
Yeah.
And I just looked at my mum and I went, Mum, and she went, yes, I know, I heard it as well. And I'm like, well, where is he? And she said, well, he's not here. And I couldn't get my head around the fact that I just heard him cough. But he's not here anymore. Later that day, I was at in the kitchen, and I was making a cup of tea for my mum, and I heard him again. And it was a whisper in my ear. Don't worry, I'll never be far away.
Yeah. That's awesome, that is.
That freaked me out.
Well,
but then why would
scary, but it's awesome.
Why should it freak us out? It was me dad.
I know, yeah, but if he's died,
it was sort of a case of like, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
It sort of brings you comfort.
Definitely.
If you're a believer in there is something after all.
100%.
There is a comfort there. And I have to say there's many times through my life where I've needed me dad and stuff, and he's always been there. He's always been there. I can feel him. I can smell him. He's aftershave, everything. And I believe he's always somewhere, not far away. Let's put it that way.
That's awesome, though. I mean, there's things like, I mean, that leads me on to sort of my cat passed away, and it was just me and her for like so many years, and she passed away about 2 years ago. And basically, when she died, there was like a water, a load of water came out of her mouth as her body was like doing something. I don't know what you call it, but yeah. So basically that happened, and then sort of like 2 weeks afterwards, I walked into the same room. Obviously, she was still there. I buried her, obviously, but I walked into the same room, and there was a water patch in the exact same spot, and it was right in the middle of the room, where she was lying dead, and it was like there's nowhere else that could have come from, and I think it gives you like a sense of feeling like you're being watched, or which is probably a bit pervy, but you're being watched and you're being looked after, sort of thing. Right, okay, I'm just going to read this one out from Cole.
Okay.
It was 8-year-old, left home alone in a fairly old house at the time. Was around 8 p.m. winter, so dark. The living room was where the back door was, and it was weird. Mahogany wood, but had a clear glass pane. I hated the door because you'd always expect to see something. Oh, lo and behold, I'm chilling and look at it. I swear I could see a burn victim, old woman's face, looking for a good 2 seconds. That's fucking scary as well. I run out the back door to convince myself it ain't real. I see nothing, come back inside, and the fucking door was open. Oh man, that is awesome. That is quality. That is absolute
That's
quality.
freaky, that
is freaky, 100%. I mean, a lot of the stuff I just take with a sort of pinch of salt, because I'm used to seeing these things and stuff like that, whether I'm sensitive to it or whether I've had 32 pints. That's always possible. I'm just sensitive to seeing these kind of things, and I do see these kind of things. Big up TJ, mate. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Along with that, I would say I want to tell a story about a mate of mine's experience. He woke up in the middle of the night. His name was Paddy. He woke up in the middle of the night and he felt like something tightening around his foot. And he said, like, he was like, this is really odd. I don't get what's going on here, sort of thing. And he sort of looked up and there was like a fucking big fat ringleader at the bottom of his bed with like a whip. And the whip was sort of leading to his foot. So that's another, one of them stories. And he never believed, actually. But he fucking believes now. You know what I mean? You better believe he believes. That didn't make any sense, but anyway.
That would be a bit.
Yeah, he totally believes now. But yeah, go on to your third story.
I suppose my third story is about my pets. I've owned dogs. And I bought my first dog when I was 17. I'm 62 now, and I've spent 6 months since then without a dog. The one dog, there's some of them, the little dogs I feel are around us a lot. But the one dog in particular is me Peppy dog, who was a standard poodle. Peppy always knew when I was poorly, he would always come and lie beside. You know how dogs and even
they know, don't they? Pets
they know,
know.
yes.
Pets know.
And when I was going through all the trauma, in particular with me Joe and having all the surgeries and everything, I used to spend a lot of time asleep because of the amount of drugs that the doctors were giving us. And Peppy was always beside us. Peppy passed away when he was 13. And to this day, which is what? It's got to be about 17 years ago now, he's been gone. And to this day, when I'm not well, I hear him come into the room. He lies at the side of the bed. When he realizes nobody's there, he jumps up on the bed. It was a huge, big dog. You can feel him. I've also heard him bark and cry and everything else. My other dogs don't visit us as often. It would be to be fair, it would be pandemonium because there'd be about 12 of them altogether.
Yeah.
It would be pandemonium. But Peppy in particular, because me and him were always together, always, he's the one that's around. He's just there when I don't feel well. When people, you hear people talking about when they feel lonely and they're sad and they're depressed. Past pets come back, and it's a comfort thing. If it makes you feel better,
of course it does. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to think that when I'm no longer here, they're all going to be waiting for me somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, that is the thing, in it, and I do think you have guardians. I mean, I know for a fact I must have guardians, so I don't think I'd be alive now if I didn't, because of certain things that happened to me. I mean, it's like when I was in Gallows of Justice in Nottingham, and basically it was in the courtroom, and we was all like, everyone was going like, oh, if doing the old most haunted thing. But if there's anybody in here, let us know, and all this, that, and the other. And I didn't tell you this one last night. I was up at the top, and it's pitch fucking black, so you can't see anything. So I was up at the top while these are doing this seance and everything. How you doing, Tony Ibarra, mate? Good to see you.
Hi, Tony.
And I was like, and I was at the top, and they were saying, "Oh, make a noise and all this, that, and the other." Anyway, I tries to walk along this fucking path, and there's some fucking stairs, isn't there? So I went fucking flying down these stairs and smacked my head on this fucking radiator. All the torches like turned to me. like, oh my days! Everyone was like, "Oh man, what the fuck was that?" And they just see me laying there like fucking passed out on the bottom of the floor.
Did you not see you'd been pushed by somebody?
No, I'd like to say that I was pushed by somebody, but I weren't. There was definitely nobody behind me. I just fucking, like when you're on the stairs and you just completely miss the step. It was
Yeah.
like that, but unfortunately, there was 15 of them. And there wasn't very big steps either, so there's no way you could actually get yourself back. So it was just boom, straight down. Fucking hell, that was absolutely crazy. And then the same time when we was in there, we went into the caves, and the medium that was there and everything, he was saying like, you might feel some sensations and all that kind of stuff. And I have this, I don't know why, but I have this sensitive ability to sort of give energy to spirits and all that kind of stuff. And I all of a sudden just started to feel really fucking angry. And I mean really angry. More angry than I ever have in my life. And trust me, I can get angry. But and we were just walking out there, and the medium came up to me and he said, like, I can feel that there's something still with you. And the only words I could manage to say was, I'm fucking fine. Leave me alone. Get the fuck out of my face. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
it sort of just dissipated as I was outside. And then he just turned around to me and he says, it's left you now. And then I was calm as anything. It was really crazy. It was really surreal, to be honest.
So that would be like some sort of temporary attachment, then, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I do think that's what it was. I mean, like I said to you last night, when we used to do the Ouija board and all this and the other, I've had a fucking pain in my chest all day, actually, like a real
Well, I
tightening.
told you Ouija boards are no good for you.
I think Zozo's got me. I think that's what.
Oh, that'll be right.
But it's like, it's not something I ain't had before. But it's like, when we was doing Ouija board and stuff, and I told you last night, like me and my mates was doing it and stuff like that. And there was a guy that seemed to go like all possessed and all that kind of shit. And I would turn around and say, he's putting it on and stuff like that. But like I said to you last night, there was a point just before the end of it, he picked a fucking gearbox up. And he weren't a strong guy or anything like that. And he fucking chucked it at my head. And I managed to sort of get out of the way of it. Otherwise, it would have hit me in the head. There's no doubt about that. So I can't. Ouija boards ain't nothing to fuck about with. I can tell you that now with some of the experiences that I've had. But anyway, what about any other sort of experiences you've had?
Just sort of feeling like there's somebody behind us. Oh, sorry, people. Meet Coco.
Coco.
Just a sense that you're not alone. I mean, this house doesn't bother us at all. Yes, I know. This it was more where I was first brought up, where I used to live. Do you want to read that?
Yeah. So the way the house is set up, there's an attic in the middle of the hall, and every time we went into the attic, we'd always face forwards. Attics are fucking scary places. Towards me and my sister's bedroom, and mother's behind. Oh fuck's sake, I can't fucking read. I went up into the attic, heard a few, maybe 3 or 4 creaks, then went down. I then heard the same thing inside my mother's room, which was behind me, and I know for a fact no one was in there. See, I think everybody has these kind of things.
Oh,
11-year-old me was too afraid to say anything, so I just said I couldn't find what I was looking for. Did you? You didn't write that song for you too, did you? I still can't find what I'm looking for. Fuck all that. Egg Carl Rossi's well out of it. Gearbox is heavy as fuck. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I managed to get out of the way of it. I have no idea, but I did. It's like some Matrix shit before they even made the film. Friend of mine, his mum and stepdad are mediums. House they lived before was haunted by an old miserable man. caused nothing but grief. They did an exorcism, and he left, but went next door. Oh well,
Oh.
you know, at least he's sharing it, I suppose. Puppy. That's from Carl Rossi. Right. Also, I would say that I went to Elveston Castle. I don't know if they knocked it down. I think we were knocking it down to make a golf club. Not a golf club, a golf course. Fucking golf club. Fucking golf club. Yeah, they were trying to make a one wood out of a fucking castle. Right, okay, so so basically we went in, and from the moment I was in there, it was like a ghost hunt, and from the moment I was in there, my stomach was really aching. Just real pain in my stomach. And I went through all the, you know, going through the house and all that kind of stuff. And then we did a seance later on. And the medium basically said to me that I just know I'm going to make a mistake in a minute. The medium basically said to me, you know, we all had to link hands and all that kind of stuff. And she basically turned around to me and she said, are you feeling okay? And I said, well, if you know me, I'm never okay. But no, I said, I've got a real bad pain in my stomach and all this, that, and the other. And she said, well, you know, the owner of this castle from years ago, he basically went to fight in the war, and he got shot in the stomach, and he made his way back to the castle, and he died at the front door just on the steps. And she said basically after that, she said he wants to take the pain away from you. And look, no word of a lie, believe it or don't, but as soon as she said that, the pain just went away 100%. I mean, there was another part of it as well where basically she said, if anybody's in this place, can you make a noise? And I was trying my best not to fart. You know, like when you're trying to hold in a fart and you're going to explode. And as soon as she said it, I just let off this biggest fucking fart. And everybody in the room was laughing. I was in fucking fits of giggles. So I had to get out of the room and actually fucking try and calm myself down. It was absolutely fucking crazy, honestly. MammaFlossy, take it away.
Well, I do see things. As I explained to you last night, as part of a paranormal group, we were given photographs and asked what we see in the picture. Bearing in mind that there's nobody.
It would, wouldn't it? Big golf club.
There's nobody in these pictures. It's a picture of a room, or it's a picture of a house, a castle, a window, whatever. And we're all just asked to say what we see in a picture. My biggest one was of a dining table, 4 chairs, stairs leading up to somewhere in a regular house. And I saw an old man sitting there reading a newspaper, drinking a cup of coffee, with a grey cardigan on. I can even tell you that, a grey cardigan. A cat curled up at his feet, and a little boy sitting on the stairs looking through the rails of the banister. I told them what I saw, and the lady who posted the picture said they were convinced there was an old man sharing the house.
Yeah.
Because they kept, you know, your peripheral vision when you see that movement and you're like, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that they kept seeing a black cat walk around the house. How true that is, I don't know. I was just asked, what can you see?
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, you just give what you see. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched like Most Haunted, where where he did that fucking where Dave Akora did that thing where they took the piss out of him, and he said Mary loves dick. That was funny. You remember really when he goes, it's Mary, she loves dick.
I know. They so
Oh, man.
crucified that man on there, didn't they?
They did, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of mediums will look into the history of a place before they go in there. So it's like, you know, it's like when you're in one of these shows and people go to these shows and the guy and the medium on the stage turns around and goes, does anybody have a wallet in here? It's like, everybody has a fucking wallet in here, mate. You know what I mean? And then they sort of pick sort of different things. Oh, have you lost somebody in the last few weeks? If you've got an audience full of like 120 or 200 people, the chances are one of them's gonna lost somebody in the last few weeks. And
they're gonna
say, what I mean?
They're gonna say, does anybody have an Uncle Albert? Well, back in the day, everybody had an Uncle Albert, didn't they? Everybody.
She said that. You see, this is my mind. As soon as you said Uncle Albert, I thought Prince Albert.
Behave. I've got a story about, well, we call it Spooky Church, a spiritualist church.
Yeah.
Me daughter and two of me nieces.
Big up DBS.
Oh, hi, Oregon. And they go regularly.
Oregon?
Oregon?
Oh, did you say Oregon? I thought you said
I did.
I thought you said Oregon.
You're a goon. There we go.
You know I'm a goon. I mean,
I do.
I do. The conversations we've had, you already know that.
Exactly. Anyway, my two nieces were at Spooky Church, and when they'd finished at Spooky Church, they came back to me and said,
100%.
Oh, thanks, Cole. I appreciate that. They reckon they had me mum come through to them. You know how, I don't know if you know how Spooky Church works, but these people are just walking around and they'll pick stuff up and that sort of thing. Anyway, my nieces were convinced it was my mother, and my niece said, but we don't understand the message. She said, all we kept getting was the ring's on the wrong finger and it needs to be sorted. And I'm like, means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And they went back every Monday and they kept getting the same message from different people. The ring is on the wrong finger and it needs to be sorted. Then the penny dropped. When my mum died, I got a wedding ring.
Right.
And my mum said when my daughter was old enough, when she was 16, she was to have, that wedding ring was going to be hers. My daughter was 17 and a half, and I was still wearing my mum's wedding ring. That's the only ring I had that could be on the wrong finger. I gave the ring to my daughter, and 3 weeks later, I got a phone call off one of my nieces who said, we got a message through. Thanks for getting that sorted. Appreciate it. No, we weren't there. That was them. How did they? And I don't physically see my nieces, so how do they know I was wearing my mother's wedding ring?
I think some of them actually do have a gift. I say it's one of them things where something starts. It's like when Most Haunted started, and then all of a sudden you had loads of split off shows and all this kind of stuff. I mean, Most Haunted was proved to be bollocks anyway. I mean, there's so many things that they actually set up, but at the end of the day, it was entertaining. It was fun. My advice to anybody, I'll stop burping in a minute. My advice to anybody is, if you want to do this kind of stuff, get out there. Do it for yourself. You can't get it from watching a program of somebody talking about what's going on. They're going like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And all this, that, and the other. If you're actually there yourself, then you'll get the real things. I mean, that leads me on to another story of Elveston Castle. Yeah. There was all of a sudden, as we was leaving, the security guard turned around to me, my cousin, and a mate of mine that was with me, and said, "If you want to sort of see something, or you want to, experience something, come up." And we went upstairs. We went into this front room where we weren't allowed in when we was walking around, and he told us to sort of stand in the middle of the room and sort of look at the wall. We was looking at the wall, and all these lights came up on the wall, just flitting around and going in weird spaces and all that kind of stuff. And then, I've seen this for myself. So, and then all of a sudden the lights went into this corner where there was an alcove. And he said to me, well, not what he said to all of us. He said, if you walk towards that corner now, just walk towards that corner and hold your hand out. So that was quite brave anyway. But so I walked over to the corner and I put my hand out as I was walking along. And as I walked along, I could 100% guarantee you there was nothing there. It was pitch black. You know what I mean? It's pitch black, but you could see that there was nobody there. Let's put it that way. And as I walked to that corner, I got that on my hand. And then it kind of sort of worked its way off. And I can guarantee you what I felt there was skin on skin.
Yeah.
That probably don't sound right, but anyway. Yeah. So, and that is 100%. That is 100% what happened. Let me just read out what Anthony said. I was led in bed asleep. I don't know what it was. I woke up. I turned around and my missus was looking at me with the biggest smile. I fucking shit myself. She don't smile. Twat. Yeah, that weren't quite the ghost story that I was expecting, but yeah. But I mean, if anybody in the chat has any sort of ghost stories or anything like that, because it's highly entertaining. It's not worth doing it now, the ghost hunts and stuff, because they just charge way over the odds now. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
£45. 40. I looked into it a couple of years ago. £45. I thought I can take myself up to Annick Castle and go on a ghost hunt myself.
Exactly. It's just pathetic, and everybody that sort of had a house in the middle of the country just sort of contacted these people and went, "Oh yeah, we've got ghosts here," and all this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? And then they just put this massive price on it, so that everybody went there. I mean, make money and all that kind of stuff. I understand that, but it just got absolutely ridiculous, and I wouldn't bother doing a ghost hunt now. The only thing I would actually do now is find a desolate place which was possibly haunted, and just go and set up a sleeping bag in there and just sleep and just see what happens. Basically, I won't bother with any of these major things because they're just a rip-off.
Have you ever been to the thing at Scarborough?
No.
With Dracula and all. That's
no.
That's quite good, and that's really spooky. But the only trouble is, it's sort of you don't know if it's real or if it's just because there's so many people there. Because obviously, a lot of people go for Bram Stoker and all the supposed stories around that and everything else. But the actual area is weird and spooky and eerie. That's the word I'm looking for. Eerie.
There is certain places. I mean, there is certain places that are scary. I mean, this one I told you about last night, which fucking probably one of the most freaky ones that I've ever experienced, was when me and my mate was going down to. How you doing, Luca, mate? You all right, buddy? Was basically went to Newstead Abbey. Now, Newstead Abbey is a scary motherfucking place anyway. It's scary as shit. You only got to look at it at night, and it's not the nicest place to be. But I kind of weird, so I enjoyed it. But in the back section where the pool is, there's two statues of Satan. And apparently, if you do Ouija board there, you'll see some really serious shit. we never actually did that because my mate didn't want to do it. But basically, we were walking the dogs, and we got to this archway just before the abbey, and the dogs just started barking forward from us. Growling and barking as if, and I was like to my mate, he might have just seen a fox or something like that. And they was really going mad. They was going absolutely fucking mental. And then they basically turned and then started barking the opposite way, as if something had just fucking ran through us. As if something had just gone through us and walked straight through us. And that was fucking freaky because, like we've already said, dogs and pets know.
Yeah.
And I just fucking legged it up this path. Absolutely legged it up this path. I was dragging my dog on its back on the lead because I was just fucking legging it. I wasn't even fucking thinking about that. And then I get to this fence and this fucking rabbit fucking jumps up right in the fucking air. Mate, I fucking absolutely fucking shit myself. Honestly, I mean, I was telling you last night, but it ended up being a jabbit, didn't it, instead of a rabbit? The fucking jabbit fucking jumped up. Yeah, it was crazy, and I've seen a lot of different things like that. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact there's something. There definitely is something.
Well, you have to think there is something, because all these people who say, I don't know, they've had near-death experiences, they've watched themselves from up a height and seen what's going on before and stuff like that. There has to be something other than this.
Got to be. There's got to be. Absolutely. It's like I said to you last night about that when my granddad had passed away when I was living at my grand's.
Yeah.
And basically, we both sat in the living room, and I was like, the canary just stopped. Everything just stopped. Even the TV stopped. It was like the TV was paused. And it's not it weren't a video or anything like that, so you couldn't pause it. And it just paused for it felt like sort of 3, 4, 5 minutes or something. And it's one of them things where you think like, oh, did I just experience that? But I asked my gran, and she was like, what happened there? It's like time just stopped all of a sudden. We came to the conclusion afterwards it was obviously Grandad fucking visiting and making sure everything's all right. So you don't really worry about it when it's something like that. You know what I mean? You don't really worry about that kind of thing. Right, let me call Rossi. Another one I have is not scary, but I would like to mention my previous dog, Ashy, was the closest bond I've ever had with a dog or human. He was a legend, would die for you. Hold on, let me find number 2. Let me find a number 2. When he died in 2018, it generally fucked me up. Died when I was away for work and couldn't see him. Messed me up, honestly, for years, until about a year ago. I had the most lucid of dreams. I think dreams is a big thing as well. In the dream, I had what ironically felt like a week with him. I realised mid-dream I was dreaming, and it finally gave me closure. Yeah, that's a cool story.
That's fabulous, that call.
That is a cool story, and I do actually think that dreams make a difference as well. Some I've had that have been like really weird, and some I've had that have happened in the future as well.
You see, I would say there, was it a dream, or did you meet him on the astral plane and actually spend a week with him?
Possibly. Possible, isn't it? It's absolutely possible. I mean, it's like getting back to the Ouija board. There's been a lot of Ouija boards done here where I'm living now. And there was one night, 'cause it's always about like 3 o'clock, and we was all in this room, me, my cousin, and my bro, and basically the door was shut, and the stairs are right where the door is. And we'd done Ouija board. We took the glass off the top. Don't ever do that, guys. Don't fuck
No,
with that
don't
kind
mess.
of shit, because it's not. I tell you, trust me, it's not. If you mess with that kind of shit and you don't know what you're doing, which we didn't, you can get yourself into some serious fucking trouble. And we sort of like took the glass off the top when it was done. And there was this one night about 3 o'clock, we just heard someone run up the stairs, and it was like a fucking elephant ran up the stairs, and it just stopped where my door is now. I opened the fucking door, got a fucking baseball bat in my hand and all that kind of stuff, and there was fucking nothing there. It was unbelievable, and that's 3 people that fucking heard that, so it's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. These things do happen. I mean, and there's so many people that will tell you these things do happen. So it can't be crap when you get so many people saying it. It can't be crap.
Well, that's where I was sort of in my younger years. My mum used to do the all weird stuff and have weird stories and things like that. And that's where my interest for it started. And then obviously hearing my dad coughing, and that's like, well, is he really there? Or is he?
Yeah.
Is that, where you hear people say it's a veil across between their world and ours, and sometimes you cross over, and I'm thinking, I'd like to think he is, that and that is the truth, that there is just a veil, and sometimes they do pass through, and or we sort of step into their realm, if you like, and
yeah. I mean, the only thing really that sort of counteracts it is like when you die, it's only your body that's still on Earth.
Yeah.
Your soul goes, well, according to what they say, your soul goes. So if you was a ghost, surely that would be your soul, wouldn't it? I would have thought so anyway.
Well, if you're going to go into that, what they say is your ghost is a soul that isn't at rest.
How you doing, mate? Sorry, I didn't see when you came in. Arsenal since
No, I didn't either.
1987. Sorry about that. Yeah, go on.
Well, they say a ghost is a soul that isn't at rest through trauma, the way they've died, passed suddenly, whatever. And that when they take them to the light, that's when everything is at peace.
Yeah.
If you want to believe, I mean, I've seen people do that, and that's quite a what emotional experience, shall we say? Where they're giving the prayers. You've got the leader, and they're giving the prayers to open the door, and the lights there, and all of that sort of. That's quite an emotional and a strange experience as well, I would say. That's
yeah. See, most of my dreams come true, but a lot of them don't. I mean, there was like a dream I had the other day that Arsenal are going to win the Premier League next season, and I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry, guys. I think that dream is not going to happen, I'm afraid.
No.
But right, anyway, on to there was a dream that Jaminio was talking about. Speak of dreams, a few years ago, I had a dream that we wouldn't get snowed in March, no warning. It ended up happening the very next day. I didn't say it because I didn't think no one would believe me. That's the thing, innit? The thing is, I find is people are very much like, well, if I ain't seen it, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I can understand, but if I ain't seen anything, I don't believe it. But the thing is, a lot of people are just moving around fast all the time. They're not taking any notice of what's going on around them and stuff. They've got to get here and they've got to get here and they've got to get there and stuff. When you actually go to these places, your full concentration is on these things. So, you know, that's kind of, I think, why you see them. If you want to see that kind of thing, then I think you can.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, when you look at that picture, I mean, I ain't seen that picture, but when I was like doing Elveston Castle and Galleries of Justice, there was always a lot of people going, "Oh, I can see a woman at the window, and I can see this, and I can see the other,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can't see fuck all. But you know, and some people I think do actually are able to see more than others, and also able to communicate with things more than others. It's just, and that's the fascinating thing about it for me. You know, it's annoying. Don't get me wrong, it's annoying because you're like, fucking, hell, I want to see the woman in the window. I want to see this, but not. I don't think not everybody can do that. It's
No.
just certain people.
I suppose you have to be open to that sort of thing anyway, because a lot of them say when they're skeptics, well, I've never seen anything. Well, no, because you're looking to prove the non-existence of them.
Good. Yeah, exactly. You're not believing.
You're not believing that there's something there, are you? You're trying your damnedest to say, no, there isn't anything there, and there is a scientific explanation for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
but that also opens you up to, like, for people to say, well, you're only seeing it because you want to.
Well, maybe you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that, isn't it? Really,
isn't it? But then why in God's name? Like, was it Carl's story the if the door where is somebody who's burned? Why would he want to say that? Why?
This is true. Yeah, this is
You'd
true.
want to say something nice.
Yeah.
You don't want to see anything horrible. So why is it, if you're going to see something, is it grotesque and horrible and looks like a demon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It
but
just,
also, go on.
To me, that just doesn't work. I mean, if I want to see ghosts, I want to see ghosts of me mum and me dad and all my previous pets and all the things that made me happy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to make me scared. No.
I agree with that. There's also this thing where it's like most of the people that I know that have died have all said, if there's any way I can come back, I will. But then you've also got the thing of energy that, you know, a ghost could need. See, what I've never understood is, like, you're watching these programs, these ghost programs, and this absolutely cracks me up. Most Haunted used to do it all the time. Go towards, if you're in the room, go towards the Sony camera in the corner, right? You've just said that this guy died in 1673. How the fuck does he know what a camera is? Do you know what I mean? How would he know what a camera is? So well, it makes no sense.
To be fair, Derek Okora was a complete and utter fraud. Which they proved.
Which doesn't help, does it, when you believe in stuff like that?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. That was something else I was going to say, and it's gone completely out of my head. I do apologize.
I'm exactly the same.
It's your fault. I'm blaming you entirely.
It is my fault. I'm absolutely... wait a minute. Where's my baseball bat? I'll beat the fuck out of myself. Can't find it.
You look through your microphone, you might find it.
Yeah, we should explain that, shouldn't we?
Yes.
We was having a chat the other day, and we was talking about people being cruel to animals and all that sort of stuff. And because me and MammaFlossy are like heavily into serial killers. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to become Myra Hindley and fucking Brady, but you know. Just saying, you know, we're both interested in that kind of stuff. And basically, I was saying, like, most of them have actually hurt animals at some point in their lives. And I think it's time that police took note of when somebody hurts an animal and just kept an eye on that person. Because I think the first thing that they tend to do is they tend to hurt animals. And if you can hurt an animal and not care, at the fact it's fucking hurting, you can pretty much hurt anything. And then they move on to humans. So I said to MammaFlossy, I said, well, I can remember when I was younger and I used a microphone, a microphone glass on an ant. And she was like, "What? A microphone? The fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck it." I could not think of that fucking word at all.
No.
I mean, we have loads of chats and loads of stuff like that. I mean, I'd love to do like some serial killer stuff as well.
Oh goodness, yes.
That absolutely fascinates me. That does. I'd want to know what tips you over the fucking edge, because I've walked behind somebody. You know, like when you walk behind somebody and you go right and they go right, and then you go left and they go fucking left, and you're just like, oh mate, if I had a hammer, I'd smash it through your head right now. And then, you know, I mean, that might just be me, I don't know. But you know, and it just makes me wonder where that switch is, or where that, you know, where it's like instead of thinking it, you just do it. That interests me.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean,
that really does interest me.
We've had lots of conversations about the various serial killers around the world, haven't we? Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's absolutely. I don't get how somebody can, like, I mean, like Chikatilo, for instance. I mean, Chikatilo was based. I mean, he's dead, so it's probably good for a ghost story. But you know, I mean, the more the kid cried, the more he kind of got off on what he was doing. And that's just fucking freaky, man. The more pain the victim was in, the more he got off on it.
Yeah, I agree with Carl there. Saying it's fascinating to him how you make that switch into a killer, and then how some of them switch back and they've met them, killed them, chopped them up, did goodness knows what to them.
Yeah,
and then say, right, okay, wash my hands and off I go. And carry
I think
on.
we're all capable. I think we're all capable of it. And I think
would think so in certain circumstances.
The first time we do it, I think you're going to go that way or you're going to go that way. You're either going to be absolutely disgusted, not be able to live with yourself and, you know, kill yourself or whatever, or you're going to go the opposite way where it's like, that's the adrenaline rush I've always been looking for. And then you're just going to go on a mad tear and just keep trying to find that rush again.
Yeah. Well, it's like a drug, isn't it? It's like a drug, and that's why they continue to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% do think that is exactly kind of the way it works. I mean, I've always said to my cousins, you know, I'll be a serial killer one day and all that kind of stuff, and they've always gone, yeah, I could quite believe that, to be honest. So yeah, I could quite believe that, but it's like I'm just not that. You know, I couldn't hurt someone what I do. You know what I mean? I couldn't look in someone's eyes and they're going, "Oh, please, please, don't do it." No, all this, that, and the other. Unless it was certain people, but you know, it just I don't. Nah. Well, I couldn't do it. I'm going to say I couldn't do it, otherwise I'll get fucking cancelled. So if I say I can do it, then I'm going to end up in a fucking prison cell.
Well, yeah, they'll be knocking on your door. Well, when I worked at the vets, a lot of the times I was the last person, or it was my voice, the poor little animals that were passing.
Oh, yeah.
And I cried every time. 10 years I was there, and every single time I cried. So I'm not sure I could do it, unless you're coming for me kids or me granddaughters, and then I'm happy.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think everybody's like that, aren't they? If you sort of coming for somebody, then I could easily smash your head off. To be fair, but I need to go for a pee. So, guys, this is the first ever on YouTube. Yeah, this is a MammaFlossy takeover. Take it away.
I'll take it away and put it in the bin. Yeah. So Do you mean what's this place you're talking about? Because I know I've read about it. Guys, if you can hear a weird noise, it's the old man. He's asleep on the settee. Sorry. Loftus Hall. Yay! Loftus Hall is very, very creepy. And what's the other place beside it? Is it Leap Castle? Do you mean have you been there? What's the other place? There's another place as well. Up on the hill where they supposedly did all the rites for the Hellfire Club. Do you know about that? That's all in Ireland. I can't think of the name. I do apologise. Do you mean yours done off? Hello. Oh, yeah. I agree, Cole. The banshees, isn't there? There's the one about the banshees. When you're driving along the road, you can hear them. That's supposed to be a bit scary. He's back.
They've all left. What did you do?
Well, they heard the old man snoring on the settee. And they got scared and they legged it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, this has been absolutely awesome. It's so much a pleasure because, I mean, from the first moment I was like in YouTube and in chats and stuff like that, you was the first one that kind of stood out, you know. And I appreciate the fact that we've been chatting since and all this, that, and the other. I get on with you really well. I think we have like a real sort of rapport. So it's been awesome to actually be the first to actually get you on stream and see the famous MammaFlossy, because you are absolutely awesome. People fucking absolutely love you, and that's it. They fucking hate me, but you know they love you, and I'll have that. I'll fucking take that. So yeah, I just I mean, shout out what your stuff is. I mean, I know you're in a lot of chats and stuff, and a lot of people know you're in a lot of chats.
I'm just in chats, to be fair. That's it. There's your channel, Jez's, Southern Gunners, TJ's, Lee's, the Football Terrace, Talk Sport when I have to. That's really about it. I'm just one of these general supporters of the people that I like. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're absolutely fucking A1. You're always sort of like there for everybody, and you look after everybody and stuff like that. And you don't even do much as a mod because you don't have to. I mean, you get the shit from Talk Sport and all them little fucking small dick fucking idiots. But you know, I mean, you never deserved any of that. But you know, that's just how it goes because they're just dickheads. Just gonna go on this Arsenal since 1987. What is your favourite serial killer book you have read? Yours. I've never read any. I just watch YouTube stuff.
As we've previously discussed, I watch a lot of true crime and everything. The one serial killer book, it actually took me 3 years to read, was Ted Bundy. I wouldn't say it was my favourite because it was extremely hard reading.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, it was very hard. And it's not like a thick book or anything like that. It's just one of these you go, whoa, I can't be, no. I'm going to bed. I don't want that in my head, sort of thing. But I've only ever read about Ted Bundy. Everything else I've just watched.
That's it. That's exactly the same as me. And the thing is with like Ted Bundy is like the thing that's really fucking strange, and it's the same as BTK as well, it's like they just go back to their missus and live a normal life, and then all of a sudden just go out and do something at the weekend. It's just mad. I mean, BTK, I mean, apparently he had a really good childhood. He had a real good family and all this, that, and the other. I mean, to be quite honest, out of all of them, I think BTK is the scariest. And the reason I'll say that is because if you're out on the street, you can get grabbed by any of them. The scary ones are the ones that actually come to your house. BTK used to look at an house and be watching it for ages, and then he'd all of a sudden turn up at the front door and say he's here to do the electrics or, you know, read the meter or something like that. But as soon as he got in, the whole family was fucked. Bind, torture, kill. Yeah? It doesn't matter what age it was or anything. If you watch, what's it called? The one where Bruce Willis survives, because they've never really sort of Hollywoodized BTK like they have Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, you know, Bundy. That, you know, they've Hollywoodized them, but they've never really done it with BTK. The only thing I think I've actually seen him where he gets like a star section. Well, I mean, I won't call it star section, but it's the one where Bruce Willis survives the airplane crash. What's that? Unbreakable. That's it, Unbreakable. And then he basically, everyone he touches afterwards, he can tell what they're going to do later on. And he touches this guy and he knows that he's going to go to this house and do what he's going to do, which is like the BTK kind of thing. And another thing that's scary about BTK is he went back. He always went back to see what he'd done and continued to like go back to the place. And some of it is just, I mean, like I've seen in the chat, yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, I think Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm going to say favourite, but favourite's probably not the right word, to be fair. But I mean, then you've got Hannibal Lecter, which is based on Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. He's kind of a mix of all of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not a real serial killer, obviously.
No.
But the thing is, if you're interested in this kind of shit, man, there is far worse on YouTube. There's far worse. There's one guy that used to pick kids up that was going to an orphanage. He was called the Windpipe something. And he basically sort of like take him into a room. He'd be sat there talking to him, like getting on with him, like me and you are now. And then all of a sudden, he'd just walk behind them and he'd just bite their windpipe straight out.
What?
Yeah. I can't remember what he's called. He's in Germany. He was in Germany or something. And he just used to bite the windpipe and just rip it straight out.
Jesus.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You've got Mike Fish, who basically, I mean, at the time, there was a lot of like human meat eating anyway. And what he would do is he'd make friends with the family and then get good with the kids. And then the parents let him take the kid to school. She ended up going back to his place. The parents turned up and he said, I don't know, I just left her at school. I ain't seen her since. She was in the oven ready to eat. And then the worst thing that he did, I mean, that was the worst thing he did, really. But even worse than that, he used to send letters to the parents and say, this is exactly how your daughter met her end.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. That's what I used to do. I think it was Michael Fish or Albert Fish. I think it was. Fish. That was absolutely. You know, he used to revel in the fact that the parents knew exactly how the kids had met their demise. Full detail as well.
That's just no.
That's mental, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Absolutely mental, just explaining exactly. It's like, you know, I know your daughter's missing, but I just want to let you know that this is what happened to her. Harold Shipman, that's another one. My ex used to my ex's mum and dad used to go to Harold Chipman as their doctor, and Harold Chipman actually offered my ex's dad the jab.
What?
You know, the jab, what he did. Yeah, he was actually offered that, and he said, "No, I don't want it." Otherwise, he would have been another victim as well. See, don't really mention Harold Chipman that much, and I think he's killed more than anybody.
I
It's
think
all
so.
the American ones they tend to sort of like beam in on. But I mean, someone I don't get it. I don't know how you sort of go to that point, but it must be a thing. I don't know.
There has to be I don't know, would you say a snapping of something inside your head
Oh,
or
it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be.
what have you for that to occur?
There's got to be something that all of a sudden takes you away from reality and just puts you into, like, I don't know, mate. I mean, nobody knows what they see, but maybe they see another world.
Yeah.
And these people, you know what I mean, are not really
Yeah.
people or something. I don't know, like a hallucination type of thing.
Well, like that guy who killed his wife.
Mm.
And he said he was in a dream.
Yeah.
And he thought she was a demon and he killed her.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say how it goes, to be honest?
I don't know.
Are they a disciple of Satan? Is it the same way as, like, you know, when you get a terrorist sleeper, where all of a sudden he'll live in the middle of London or something, and he'll get on with his life, and everyone goes, "Oh, he's a really nice bloke, he was," and all this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden he gets the phone call, right? Need you to do this, need you to do that. Is it the same thing? But it's actually Satan that just goes, right, it's time to, activate you.
I never thought of it that way.
Was that George snoring, or was
No,
that
it's
I was going to say, fucking hell, that was loud.
No, it's one of my son's dogs is here.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, Jesus, man.
He just wants a stroke. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I just find it fascinating. But I like psychology anyway, and I'm very sort of, see, with me, and I think we've talked about this before, I don't listen to what you say. I watch what you do. I'll listen to what you say. I'll take in what you say. But I am 100% watching what you do.
Yeah.
Because anybody can say anything. It's what you do that makes a difference. What you do will make a difference in anything. What you say, you can say whatever you fucking want. You know, I can fucking turn around and say I'm a fucking space pilot. Is it a space pilot? Astronaut. Even. Fucking space pilot. Yeah, astronaut, that's it. Oh, man.
Dear me. I think you need to go and boil your head, laddie.
I do need to boil me head.
Oh,
Definitely.
Thanks, Arsenal since 1987. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fucking awesome, guys. Absolutely awesome. Just what I expected, actually. It's been absolutely awesome, guys. And you've learnt about space pilots and microphone glasses. You can't get this anywhere else. You just can't. You've got to be on here.
Do they really want this?
Well, yeah, that's another fucking question, isn't it?
No, appreciate the love, people.
But yeah, I'm going to end it here. It's been absolutely awesome, MammaFlossy. We'll have a chat in the background, and it's just, honestly, it's just been absolutely mint, and it's been a privilege to have you on my channel, because I've always wanted to do that, and it's been an absolute privilege. One off my bucket list. I mean, like I say, I mean, it could have been even more special because, like, you know, like I got this Titan in my chest. I
Yeah.
could have fucking died on camera, and then you might have had a ghost, and this fucking stream would have
That
been
would have been
legendary.
awesome.
Yeah, the stream would have 100% gone viral. Viral, even. fucking vile.
The man's not well.
The man ain't well. The man's never
No.
well. Right.
No,
Anyway, guys.
imagine though if you
Oh,
pegged out now and then like
heck
you
yeah.
waved up there, but then we could
Yeah.
still talk to you.
Imagine if my ghost talked as much shit as what I did.
Oh no,
That'd be
we couldn't
fucking
have
insane,
that.
wouldn't it? See, then I just wouldn't be on stream. I'd be in your house
Oh God
talking
forbid.
shit, and I'd be in all of your houses and who's in the chat, just talking shit left, right, and centre. But yeah, anyway, I've been Long-Haired Yeti. I'm still Long-Haired
Oh, I can't
Yeti.
even
I don't
spell.
know
Sorry,
why I
that
keep
should be
saying that.
guys, not that word.
This is MammaFlossy. I don't know what that means. Thanks, Gews. Thanks, Gews. Much love.
I
Good
know.
luck to you all.
I can't even type. That's your fault. Thanks ever so much for coming in, people. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
it.
guys. Been absolutely
Cheers.
awesome. Catch you later, guys. I'm going to end the broadcast now. I'm not going to do the outro because that was way too long, to be fair. So, guys, catch you later. Thank you, everyone, for thank you, everybody, every bobbin. What the fuck is that? Thank you, everybody. I'm not even drunk yet. Thank you, everybody, for coming into this show. It's been fucking legendary. Thank you, and you're all legends.
Thanks,
Catch you later,
people.
guys. See you later.
Bye.